Okay, what are the key steps to make net zero a reality? From our perspective in Hitachi Energy, of course, we're hearing today here at SIEW and in many of the sessions, of course, about transmission, and there is no transition to low carbon future without a transmission transition as well. So we fully embrace this as a key enabler to getting there. We see a lot of renewable generation actually being built out, and what we would like to see now is really a commensurate or like an equivalent kind of investment now in grids. And we've seen in the last few days here that the International Energy Agency has released a report on the transmission requirements, which are enormous requirements for transmission to really bring this kind of renewable generation from the far distant kind of generation centres into the load centres. So here we see that like the traditional transmission also will need to change to be a little bit more power electronics based over this kind of period of time as well. So we see a lot more HVDC being required. We see a lot more power electronics in kind of StatComs and other areas, also in the distribution network. But initially, we need to move towards transmission with power electronics, and we see that HVDC really is going to be coming into its own over the next few years. Really, we see that the benefits that we've been seeing in power electronic transmission, HVDC, are really well suited to some of the challenges we have in bringing kind of variable renewables into the grids of tomorrow. So we see this as a really important step forward, people embracing HVDC as a mainstream kind of technology for bringing renewable energy into cities and into commercial buildings, into industrial applications as well. The other kind of key area is that new business models will really be needed in order to make the transition accelerate, I think, and we think that also that a lot of regulation and regulatory bodies need to move along and be a bit more proactive in kind of grid expansion. So this is a really important step to trying to get the transition moving faster. New business models, new partnerships are important. We've heard a lot about that here this week, which is really exciting to hear. I think we're all getting some alignment now on these topics, which is really important. And I think another, maybe perhaps less spoken about topic, perhaps here is the community, in fact. And when we talk about infrastructure and we talk about transmission, I think it's important not to forget that most of this infrastructure will be out in the community. So are we communicating and, if you like, maybe educating the community on this infrastructure and the need for the infrastructure, especially when you have a situation where people have the product already, electricity they have today. What they really want is to have greener electricity. And we need to help them understand that will come with some new infrastructure as well, and that will maybe have some impact on some people more than others. And I think education within the community on electricity and the green transition will be super important to make sure that we've got the community on board with that new technology and the new, I guess if we look at the largest impact, maybe the transmission infrastructure that will go through people's properties. And I think it's really important that people, start to see the connection between that kind of green energy and this new kind of transmission infrastructure. I think that will be a key step to make sure we don't have any constraints in this, transition across to renewable energy, which is what really people want. So they are kind of connected. We just need to make sure that people fully understand that connection.